Good afternoon, world. This is Red coming at you with episode number 2 of the topic of bees. I told you guys last time that we had a topic called blows, BLOWS. Well, we're going to cover part 1 of that topic today with the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So, today we're just going to have a nice little fun dialogue. What we're going to talk about, and I'm going to invite the wife on to talk to me about this as well, is I'm going to name my favorite fighter from each weight class, both male and female. And then probably cover, I don't know, at least maybe I'll try and do the top 5 fights or greatest fights of this decade. We'll see if the wife got anything she want to say about that. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump in. Wife, go ahead and say hello.
Hello. Apologies in advance for this voice thing I've got going on. I'm getting over a cold though, so bear with us.
Hey, look, we're in a world where it all spreads, so I think we'll be okay. But anyways, why don't you give us a breakdown of where we're going to start with the weight class, my love, and we're going to see if we got any differences, similarities on these UFC fighters, and yeah, our favorites.
We will get started with male flyweights.
The male flyweight division, that would be the 125 division. Huh. Do you want to give us your favorite and why first, or do you want me to?
My current favorite, not a class that I followed super duper closely, but we're going to start with Brandon Moreno there.
The baby assassin.
Great jiu-jitsu, great submission game. And we're looking forward to seeing him fight on March 29th. So coming up soon here.
That is, okay, some good analysis. Well, I like the good old baby assassin. I would have to say that currently he would probably be my favorite flyweight as well. However, the ultimate number 1 flyweight for me will always be my main man, Demetrius Johnson, the GOAT of the flyweight division with all the title defenses that he has. But for right now, the baby assassin sounds good. How about next? What we got?
So twinsies.
Twinsies for right now. For right now.
Next we will move on to the male bantamweights.
135.
135.
Okay. So is this gonna be me or is this gonna be you?
I mean, you know mine.
Yeah.
You know my top.
Yeah, we got a love-hate relationship with this one. So I'm gonna go first because I ain't even trying to hear about him. But my opinion, and by the way, shout out to my man Dominic Cruz, who just retired out of the 135. Probably the greatest bantamweight that there is. But if I had to go current, and I like to stay current, my favorite bantamweight fighting right now is my man Petr Yan. That guy is just amazing. He's been robbed a few times, i.e., his fight against Aljamain Sterling the first time. I know it's controversial, but I mean, there was a little bit of acting going on there. And I believe he was robbed versus your favorite bantamweight, which I just think is crap. They need to go ahead and run it back. But go ahead and let the world know who your favorite is.
My favorite is Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Ugh.
I also do love Jan. But we're going to go with Sugar Sean here. Just a beast of a fighter. Good overall, well-rounded, good power. We're not going to talk about that last fight.
I was going to say,
we're not going to talk about that last fight.
He's very well-rounded until he comes up against the wrestler Marav.
Is recovering, though, from a torn labrum and surgery. So excited for his return whenever that may be.
Hopefully it's against Petr Yan.
Hey, would be a fun,
So
divided household, but that'll be a good fight. I'd be there.
Fair enough. Okay. What we got next?
Featherweights.
Featherweight, the 145-pound division. You go ahead and take this one first.
Well, we're going to go with Diego Lopez here.
That hair. I can't do the hair.
I don't like him for his hair.
Alright, so why do you like Diego?
Just a fun fighter to watch. Loves taking judges out of the decision. With 10 knockout wins, 12 submission wins. Only 4 have come to decision. So, I love that. I love that taking it out of the judges' hands.
See, I like Diego, but see, I got an issue with him because he, along with his countermate Alexa Grasso, have talked a little bit of crap about my favorite female fighter in Valentina. And then there is also this UFC rankings thing that they decide to put Diego ranked above that Ivleov guy when Diego lost to him. That bugs me. But this is not a talk about the rankings or anything. Diego's a great fighter. I do think it would be interesting to see him match up against Ilia Topuria. But since he is not officially in the next weight class, I can still stick with my favorite from this weight class. Is, of course, Max Blessed Holloway. That man is a dog. That man took out one of the best legends twice in Jose Aldo. He had 2 close fights with Alexander Volkanovski. That third fight, hey, Volk came out and said that I'm the man and I'm going to show you and I'm moving past you, and he did just that. Now, Max did get robbed in fight number 2, and there's an argument for fight number 1, but he did go down there. But Max is that guy, that dude. I mean, he's sitting there and he's talking to the broadcasters while still fighting and landing punches. He's teaching Brian Ortega how to hold his hands up in the midst of a fight, landing the most significant strikes at a fight. Like, that dude is legit. And contrary to what other people may believe, I do think that he was winning both rounds against Ilia Topuria before he did suffer his first KO loss. I'm looking forward to what he is going to be doing once he gets back, because the rumor has it is he's calling out your man Charles Oliveira. Which brings us to the next weight class, 155.
Lightweights.
Lightweights. And I'm going to take this one. Again, we have to stay current. So I'm going to give a shout out to my favorite lightweight ever of Khabib Nurmagomedov, because I am someone that did follow him and did enjoy his dominance level and mostly really enjoy his fights with McGregor and the melee afterward. His decently competitive fight with DP Dustin Poirier, and his final fight, of course, with Justin Gaethje. Speaking of that last one, my favorite lightweight, Justin the Highlight Gaethje. Because just like you mentioned with Diego, Justin Gaethje does not believe in taking fights to the decision. Now that man there, he has several knockouts. He's also been knocked out several times. But he is all action. He's got stones for hands. Even last year when he went up against Max, that was going to go to the decision. That was a BMF championship fight, and Justin Gaethje's like, nah, I'm going to go to sleep with 1 second left, just to make sure that there was not a decision. Now, obviously, it didn't play out like that, but, like, Justin Gaethje comes to perform. So, that's my current favorite lightweight at 155. What about you?
Well, you kind of told everyone mine with Charles Oliveira.
Charles D. Bronx.
Great BJJ. What did I say? He's got 56 total fights.
Whew.
10 of them being losses. We're not going to talk about those too much. So, 46 wins there. 21 of them being submission wins. You know, I love my submissions. And just all around great person, great likable guy.
Fair enough. You talk BJJ like you train in it or something.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been training in it, but
That's fair. Okay. Well, I also got to give a shout out to my man Islam Makhachev. I do really like Islam. Gaethje is my favorite just because of the action, but when it comes to the pure technical skill, Islam is my guy because I follow that whole Nurmagomedov camp and everything. I love all of those guys that come out of there. And another shout out to my man Dan the Heyman Hooker, which funny enough, him and Gaethje are about to throw the fisticuffs here in a little bit over a month. So I'd be interested to see how that turns out. But where are we heading to next?
welterweights, where if I remember correctly, we're twinsies again.
Are we twinsies again? That would the only way we could be.
We
twinsies.
were talking about it the other day, so unless you changed your mind on me.
The only way we'd be twinsies is if you, for some reason, have a favorite welterweight in my man, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
We're still twinsies.
Ah, okay. Why are you a fan of Kamaru Usman?
Just great wrestler, fun to watch. I remember early on when you got me interested in the UFC, very early on, probably about 4 or 5 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys I enjoyed watching. So that's just kind of stuck for me.
That's fair. Okay. Me, I like T Wood, and Kamaru came in and not only said that I'm better than you in every facet of the fight, but he went out and showed it 5 rounds of just pure domination. But what really made me a fan of Kamaru, because he talk a little bit of crap. I enjoy it, but it's when he went head to head, not once but twice. But we're gonna focus on the first one with Kobe Covington, because the build up to that was crazy. These two are two great wrestlers. At the time, I think they both were 15-1, identical records. And they went in there, and this is supposed to be a WrestleFest in which they did not shoot a takedown at all. It was just straight leather to the face, kicks to the body, kicks to the head, and it was just go until Kamaru finished off Kobe Covington. And at that moment, I really enjoyed him. I enjoyed his second fight with Kobe. I enjoyed his emotional fight with Gilbert Durinho Burns, where he got dropped but ultimately finished him. And how can you not remember the time that he foot stomped his way to a victory against Jorge Masvidal, and that was the talk of the town until the very next fight. He came back and gave Jorge his first ever knockout, knocking him out cold, spit flying out of his mouth. And you gotta respect Kamaru. Him and Henry Cejudo host the Pound for Pound podcast. It'd be nice. I know it's wishful thinking, but it'd be nice. Maybe someday we get lucky enough to get an interview with one or both of those guys, because I love me some good old Henry Triple C, the cringe Cejudo as well. But anyways, where are we headed to next?
Middleweights.
Middleweight division. Oh, we just got done watching Dricus break Sean Strickland's nose. It's a great one-sided fight that I enjoyed. And, I used to be a Sean Strickland fan, but then he started talking crap about my boy, and he's been avoiding a fight with him too. And it's like, why talk crap? Why avoid? He used to be the guy that would fight anybody. And maybe that does get old or whatnot, but my boy, who he was talking crap about, happens to be my favorite middleweight, and that is Robert the Reaper Whittaker. Also somebody I would love to interview with him in his podcast as well. He a gamer too, so that dude seemed pretty cool. He also got a bunch of kids.
How many kids does he have?
I think that man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that man.
Maybe you told me.
That man got 5.
Okay.
Maybe even 6. I know. They got a lot of kids.
He's right up there with our parents, man.
Yeah. So, Robert the Reaper Whittaker. Everybody likes to focus on his Yoel Romero fights, which great fights. But I like all his fights. I love how he systematically dismantled Kevin Gastelum, who was said to be the guy that was going to take him out. He took out Marvin Vettori, which no one thought would happen, but hey, he took him out. He got Darren Till. He got a lot of people. He single-handedly took out Islam. What is it? Askarov or whatever his name is, the guy that replaced Hamzat in a very dangerous last-minute fight. And obviously, Mr. Marinated Chicken himself, Paulo Costa, he took him out as well. Obviously, it sucks seeing him seeing his face get broken down with Hamzat. I'd love to see them run that back, but hey, guess what? They'll get it together, and it's interesting seeing him and Izzy being friends now. But I respect it. I respect Izzy, and I respect, obviously, Rob, so it's pretty cool. But where are you at?
Who you just said, Izzy Adesanya. My favorite in this class. Probably not one of the ones I follow super closely outside of you. But great kickboxing, well-rounded. Another guy that I really enjoyed watching very early on in my UFC interest. So,
you playing in dangerous territory. If you wind up picking the heavyweight, who is no longer in the UFC, then you gonna be dangerously close to just having favorites of the Three Kings and Kamaru Usman, Izzy Adesanya, and that boy Francis Ngannou. But obviously, we're sticking with the UFC today, so I know Ngannou's not going to be your pick, but that also is a man. He's a dog. But where are we heading to next?
Next, we're headed to the light heavyweights.
The light heavyweights. Ooh. The champion is Alex Pereira, who is just a straight pure dog. You got your Khalil Roundtrees, you got your Yuri Prochazkas, you got your Jamal Hills, you got a lot. So, with respect to all those top guys, the OG, my favorite, which is different than what we talked about the other day. The OG, and I didn't really get to think about him, is my man Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith's the OG. Now he's about to either retire or have his retirement fight here very soon. And I love his entrance music. I love what he's about. He's just, he is an OG. He's a gangster. He goes out on his sword no matter what. He doesn't care. Like, John Jones has 1 disqualification loss on his record. John Jones could have 2 disqualification losses and have lost his belt to Anthony Smith after he kneed Anthony in the face. And Anthony was given the option to say, yeah, I can't continue. But Anthony got up. He got up and said, nah, I'm going to keep fighting. And he got beat down by John. But he kept going, and that's what makes Anthony a G. If Anthony is officially retired, I'll go ahead and give you my other one. That'd be Mr. Yuri Prochazka, because I just love his unorthodox style. I love his in and out, his energy, everything like that. Again, Alex Pereira will always be a choice for me, but I don't want to pick champions, or at least a lot of champions per se right now, which is why I'm not going to pick Alex. I do love his highlight reel. Honestly, Alex's favorite match for me was when he just fought Khalil over the Yuri one, but when he fought Khalil, because that was adversity and just straight kickboxing between the both of them, and that was pretty cool. But Yuri, for sure. Anthony Smith, for sure. Alex, if I'm not really worried about the championship stuff. You
don't mind Yuri Prochazka. Twinsies again. Dog coming off a good KO win against Jamal Hill.
Yeah, that was a fight too. that was a great fight.
37 total MMA fights, and we're gonna talk. 31 of those have been wins. 27 by knockout, 3 submission wins, 1 decision, 5 losses. 4 of those have been by knockout, 1 submission, 1 draw. So either way, he likes to go out with a bang. Gotta respect that.
Man, you did your homework. That's what's up. Okay. And I guess finality, we head into the heavyweight division, at least for men. You go ahead and tell me who your favorite heavyweight is, because I wonder if we're twinning on this one.
I know he's one of your boys.
Oh, okay. Who you got?
The one that good old John Jones is evading.
Oh, Tommy
Tom Aspinall.
Tommy Tom. Why you like Tommy?
Just great mixed martial artist, great finishing power. John Jones needs to quit dodging him. Another guy I've just always enjoyed watching, Curtis Blades.
I like Curtis.
Fun guy to watch, and it looks like he is coming to fight on the fight night on February 22nd. So, we'll be seeing him here soon.
You gotta like Curtis, because Curtis is game. He's probably one of the most dangerous people in the heavyweight division, but he's always game, even when it's knockouts to Ngannou and Sergey and stuff like. He's always game, and Derek, he's always game, and I like that. He's real well-rounded guy, well-spoken guy. Yes, obviously, I think we're definitely twinsies with Tom Aspinall, but with the heavyweight division, I kind of have a twofer. So first off, all respect to my man Stipe, because Stipe is a Clevelander like myself, and I respect everything that he does. I know the gym that he trains at. I've trained in that gym myself. I know a lot of the guys that he has trained with, and I can do nothing but respect that man, not only for what he's done inside the cage, but what he's done outside as a first responder. So Stipe's always like one of my guys. But my top 2 favorite heavyweights, because there is no I like one more than the other. Tom Aspinall makes us twinsies, but I gotta rest my laurels on my balls being hot with Mr. Derek Lewis. That dude is just funny, entertaining, not afraid to go out and just bang, bang, bang. Take away that Francis Ngannou fight that just happens. Everybody has one of those. But I mean, this dude out here now all of a sudden want to jump and do flying knees and everything. Like, Derek Lewis is one of my guys as well. I also think that John is evading Tom Aspinall. Hopefully they do fight. John has a good shot at beating him. I don't think he will, but Tom Aspinall's my guy. He's outspoken as well. He always wants to finish as well. And the dude is just funny seeing him on his podcast and everything over there overseas. So that's pretty cool. What we got now?
Next, we are moving on to the females.
The females, okay. Okay. We got what? 3 weight classes now?
Starting with the strawweights.
The tiny ones, oh man. Wei Lee just took out Tatiana Suarez, and that was surprising because Wei Lee went into this bout as an underdog, and that's just crazy. Like, she's a very dominant champion going in against Tatiana's underdog. Yes, I get it. Tatiana's undefeated, and she is a dog, but she obviously learned that she has a lot to work on right now. I do think that Wei Lee is the greatest strawweight to have stepped foot in that octagon, and that is all respect to Rose Namajunas and my girl Joanna Jędrzejczyk. But currently, right now, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and go with Miss Wei Lee Zhang, cause she's exciting, she's fun. She's the one that in the midst of a build-up with Joanna, she just very purely just said, "Shut up," and I really enjoyed that. So, who you got?
I'm also going to go with Wei Lee here, so twinsies again. Especially just seeing that last fight really speaks for itself. Fantastic record there with 26 wins, 19 of them being finishes. So, scary girl.
Yeah, it was what she gave Joanna a hematoma. She gave her a spinning back fist knockout. She submitted Carla Esparza. And she did take one on the chin against Rose. I still think she won the second fight, Wei Lee being the winner. But that first fight, you can't really say much. I mean, Rose said, pow, kapow, hit her with a head kick. Ain't nothing you can do about that. But Wei Lee is a dog.
I also want to give Dern a shout out in this weight class.
Mackenzie.
Just recently becoming a fan. But fantastic jiu-jitsu, beautiful submissions, beautiful submission attempts all throughout that last fight with Ribas.
She also game. She ain't afraid to throw that leather either, and I respect her for that too. So I like Mackenzie.
And Lemos, another one that's fun to watch.
Yeah, she is definitely fun. Definitely fun. I agree with you. What we got now?
Women's flyweights, which...
Well, I kind of let the cat out of the bag earlier when we were talking about Mr. Diego. My favorite female fighter. The GOAT. Yes, I said the GOAT. Don't care about hearing anything about Amanda. Don't care about hearing anything about any of these other women. The GOAT, Valentina Shevchenko. She is my favorite. She is active. Yes, she is the champion. She beat Amanda twice. I don't care what the judges say. Go and watch both fights and give me a differing opinion and why. I'd be curious, but when you watch the fights, a lot of people agree that she won, not one, but both of those fights. So, Valentina is my girl. Yeah, it hurt me with the whole Alexa thing. But hey, she said, hey, let's wrestle. And she came out and got her belt back against Alexa. And now we're waiting on her to fight Minot. Unless Miss Wei Li Zhang has something to say about that and want to come up and challenge Val. But Valentina, the Bullet Shevchenko, awesome, well-rounded fighter, comes from a fighting family. Also, seems like a decent dancer when you see her doing her thing in the octagon. She's good with the guns, which you gotta like that, and she seems like a very authentic person, good coach. Valentina is that one. Who you got?
You know who I've got. Thug Rose.
Thug Rose.
My favorite was my first ever favorite fighter in the UFC. Curious to see what all we're gonna get out of her in this new division. Obviously is coming off a tough loss to Erin Blanchfield, which all respect to her.
Shout out to Erin.
Good fight for Erin. I am a fan, but obviously as a Rose fan that hurt me. But Rose, huge wins over the Boogie Woman herself.
Ooh, Joanna.
And Wei Lee.
Controversial.
2 wins over each.
Controversial.
2 wins over each, so you gotta give her props there.
Controversial. It's okay.
Just fantastic mixed martial artist, fantastic person, a great Christian woman, very into her charities, big animal lover, dog lover, beekeeper, gardener, all the things.
What's her record against Carla? Carla Esparza.
Also love Valentina. I do love Valentina. Great, versatile artist. I do respect her adaptability to beat whoever her opponent is. As my husband over here said, Alexa, she was like, let's go, let's wrestle. Sometimes you gotta do that. Also, we'll give shout-outs to some of the up-and-comers with Erin, Macy, Natalia.
Yeah, Natalia's scary, but... Once Valentina does decide to hang it up and retire, I think I have officially decided who my next favorite female fighter in that weight class will be.
Macy.
It will be Macy Barber, because Macy's just also one of those dogs. Also well-spoken. Love to see her and Rose throw the fisticuffs a little bit. See her and Erin throw them a little bit. And get that rematch against Alexa, because, Alexa's a dog, but we'll see what happens with it.
I think we'll see. I'll be curious to see Macy and how she is coming back. She's been threw a lot and off for a while, so it'll be curious to see her coming back. And also Jasmine, we'll give her a shout out. I think she's ranked number 9 now, coming off a few wins. So looking forward to seeing her up and coming.
All right, and then finally,
bantamweights.
I bet you I know who your favorite is. It's probably your girl Juliana Pena, right?
No, that's yours, honey.
Oh, we're not going twinsies.
We're not twinsies. You knew that already.
Come on, you gotta love Juliana. I mean, she is the mouth of the South, the Venezuelan vixen. She came out and said, "I'm gonna do this to you, Amanda," and I did. She did it. I mean, she might have got beat down the second fight, but she did it. She even beat Raquel Pennington.
Did she though?
I mean,
let's hear your analysis on that one, honey.
My analysis is the champ is the champ. Juliana is the champ. No, I mean,
so you're gonna stop talking about that Rose Whaley second fight?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I see what you did. Okay, I have to give a real analysis. Yeah, Juliana definitely lost to Raquel, but she is the champ, and she is gonna fight Kayla Harrison, and we're gonna see who wins not only the build up in the press conference, because that is important, but who's gonna win that fight, because that's gonna probably be one of the weirdest fights, given that they both are wrestlers. They ain't much for the stand-up game, but who you got?
You know I got Kayla Harrison.
The ding.
Absolute dog there.
Agree.
Awesome wrestler. Just overall scary woman. Becoming more well-rounded, getting too comfortable with those elbows. So I'm looking forward to that fight also being scheduled.
Okay.
Also, I think there's a lot of fun women to watch in that class.
Like Macy Keys.
Macy, Norma, Ketlin Vieira herself, and Irene Aldana, all ones that...
Fair. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do a top 5 of this century. What I'm going to do is, since 2020 up to now, I am going to come up with one female fight and one male fight to be deemed the greatest fights from 2020 to now in 2025. My female fight, and I think that even though you may not have your favorites yet,
you didn't give me that homework.
I think you're gonna agree with me on the female fight. It's gonna be Weili Zhang versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
The hematoma fight.
The hematoma fight. The fight where it was a split decision victory, back and forth.
That was a battle.
Joanna, I mean, she's a dog for sure. I mean, she took it on the chin there, but that was, in my opinion, the greatest female fight realistically ever, but for this decade for sure, I'm going to go there. And then if I'm sitting here thinking of male fights from 2020 to 2025, greatest fight. Oh, so there's an argument for the Islam Alexander Volkanovski one fight. That was pretty cool. I think there's an argument for the Khalil Roundtree Alex Pereira fight. I can't remember if that actually falls in this time, but Izzy versus Gastelum, that might be just before 2020, so if it is, then I apologize for that. This is pretty difficult. I think I am going to land. This is a tie. Give me a second. You know where I'm gonna land? I am going to land on a fight that we mentioned earlier briefly when we were talking about some of our favorite fighters. I'm gonna land on the first fight because there will be a second. with Peter Yan and Sugar Sean O'Malley. That was a drop down, drag 'em out fight, and I think that that's where I'm gonna go. Well, world, that there concludes episode 2, part 1 of Blows. You've been on with Red. You've been on with the wife. If you got comments, if you got questions, if you just want to chat, feel free to let me know. Let us know. Again, we're going to be doing some live, some interviews a little bit down the line once I get the hang of this. But until then, stay tuned for episode number 3, Blows Part 2, where we cover the WWF and WWE. I'm out.